Welcome back to Marketing Champions. I'm Howard Walpuff, your host. Again, today we're talking about marketing with different types of people and industries and thought producers all around the country. Today we're talking with Ilyssa Panitz, she's a divorce journalist. She's also the host of the Divorce Hour with Ilyssa Panitz on CRN. And welcome to the conversation today.
Thank you for having me.
So you have made a career around talking about divorce. Why don't you tell us how that started and all the different things that you're doing to really help people talk about this more?
Well, I was going through my own divorce, and I realized when I was producing in television, and we're always channel surfing and looking for how the competition is covering stories and the people they're talking to, I noticed that we had all these amazing correspondents covering so many topics, but we didn't have one that was covering divorce. And so I just decided to take everything on my desk one day out of frustration, not understanding the process myself, and just threw everything on the floor and just decided to create it. And instead of covering the stuff that I normally did, which was a lot of entertainment and celebrity, I just decided to cover divorce. And instead of interviewing, newsmakers and celebrities and A-listers and stuff like that, I was going after lawyers. I was going after divorce coaches. I was going after therapists, people in the real estate market, dating experts, child coordinators, anybody and everybody who works in this arena. And then we just basically turn on our journalism hat. And I find every topic known to mankind on this subject. I'll take things that are happening in the news and I interview the experts. And we just try to explain it in a way that everybody can understand, because divorce is extremely complicated. And one of the biggest problems people have when they're going through this transition, they don't understand. Well, now they can turn to a journalist who's going to explain it for them. So hopefully they can survive and thrive from this shift.
Which is really important, and it's glad that you're giving this to the greater community, because it is very confusing. It's very scary. You feel alone and don't know where to turn in the process. And having a good resource to, I'll say speak to, but really you're speaking to them and really answering the questions that they have. There's great value to that, and really it helps a lot of people around the country.
I remember when I was going through it, one of the biggest questions I would always ask is, I don't understand. I don't get it. Wait, what? Explain this to me. And your anger manifests because nobody's taking that time. And when you try to Google it, when you're going through a divorce and you're already so consumed with so much emotion, you're trying to hold down a job, maybe take care of families, dealing with all the other back and forth with the other side. It's so much. And, you just can't. So I just decided to take it on myself and really kind of go back in time and look at my own situation, talk to other people who've gone through it to talk about their situations, and just kind of bring it into a conversation that people can understand. I think for me, one of the greatest things was the feedback I was getting from people, not only from the professionals, but people going through it. And people who have really reached out to me saying how much the columns have helped them, because now they understand what they're facing. Now they understand how to make better decisions, and they understand that this is just temporary and they're going to be okay. We just have to kind of get through this pit stop, so to speak, which will not last forever.
And it's true. It is a period in time that you have to get through, and having those resources again makes that period a lot more comfortable and livable. So, how did the radio show come about, and how long have you been doing it?
It was one of those things. I wish I could tell you I pursued it, but they actually found me. And somebody who was at the network was a big fan of my columns. I have a daily column on Authority Magazine, which is on the Medium platform. And they just liked what I was doing. And they thought that there was nothing else out there. And they wanted to turn the columns into a show. We launched it on July 31st of this year. And every Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Pacific, we bring you a new episode. And we just bring on the experts, and we tackle so many different topics that help people. We've talked about pet custody. We've talked about, should I file my taxes with my soon-to-be ex? And, we are coming up on the tax deadline or later this month. Most of October, we're donating our attention and our time to domestic violence because October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and domestic violence and divorce often go hand in hand. Just anything and everything we talk about, the finances, which is also a big thing. It's a big piece of this puzzle. We teach people, what they need to know because listen, we all need money to put food on the table and pay the bills. And so every week, we just kind of take a deep dive into these many topics. We have a variety of guests on the program. And, now we're on social media. We have an Instagram and a Facebook and a Twitter. And we want people to send in their questions, send in their comments. So, if there's something that we haven't thought about, we can kind of tackle it for them.
Which is really outstanding. And again, just being a resource in general is fantastic. And having more people find you in different ways, not just online with your writing, but on a radio show that they can really hear the answers and see the questions that you're probably asking the questions to these experts that they're feeling. So it really helps fill in the blanks for them. And that's really fantastic. And that's really marketing a message to them that you can survive through divorce. And here's some of here's the path that can take you there. So we really appreciate you sharing this information with us and to a lot of others. And thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
And thank you all for joining us today as well. There's a lot of information to learn about how to survive the process of divorce and all the questions that come along with it. We have more information on our website, dailyadbrief.com. So please go out, have a great rest of today, and we will see you next time on Marketing Champions.